Vacations. Everyone loves going on vacation. Getting away from it all, leaving behind the daily stresses and responsibilities, getting to bask in that well-earned rest and relaxation, whether you're going on a trip to the beach or going camping or a cross-country road trip. It's always fun to experience new places and new things and just get away from it all. But what if your vacation turns into your own personal hell? What if the kids won't shut up? They won't quit fighting with each other. Maybe your luggage gets lost. Maybe that 4-star hotel room you booked online turns out to be a bed-bug-infested dumpster fire that even Norman Bates himself wouldn't set foot into. It couldn't get any worse, could it? Actually, it could get much, much worse. What if your loved one is devoured by a flesh-eating monster? What if you're driven mad by the sight of unspeakable things? Sometimes the best of intentions turn out to be the worst laid plans. What up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you guys. And I'm going to be talking about Worst Laid Plans and Anthology of Vacation Horror. This is from Grindhouse Press. I did receive this for review consideration from the editor, so thank you, Samantha, for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. It does come out today, July 15th. I'm shocked I actually got a book read and reviewed before the release date. So this, like I said, it's Worst Laid Plans. I'm going to go ahead and take these glasses off. I'll read the quick synopsis on the back for you guys and then give you my thoughts and everything about the book. A fateful family trip to an amusement park. An island movie theater that takes more than the patron's cash. A cross-country drive with an unexpected encounter. A family man hell-bent on making great time, no matter the cost. 14 horror authors share terrifying and twisted tales of summer vacation gone wrong in Worst Laid Plans, an anthology of vacation horror. So as I said, this is edited by Samantha Kolesnik. I've talked about her on the channel before. I read her debut novella earlier this year, I believe. True Crime, I'll put a link to that up there. That book is absolutely brutal. You definitely need to check it out. We have the foreword by Mother Horror herself, Sadie Hartman, as she's known online. She is an epic reviewer. Highly respect her work. I don't know if she's ever had anything published as far as like in a book like this. I know she has reviews published in like Scream Magazine and Cemetery Dance and whatnot. But the foreword sets the tone for what's going on. Sadie regales us with some childhood vacation stories and gives us a few words of warning about those going out to travel. So as it says, there are 14 stories here. These are all new to me authors. Some of them I've heard of before. Some of them I haven't heard of at all. But there were a few in here that I was especially excited to read for the first time because I've heard a lot about their work. Haley Piper was one, V. Castro was one, and Patrick Lacy was one. I've heard great things about their work, and I was excited to finally get to experience some of their writing. So like it says, pretty self-explanatory title. This is a story, or this is a collection of stories about vacations that go horribly, horribly wrong. I feel like with any collection or anthology, you're always going to like more, or you're going to like some stories more than others. That's the case here as well. All of the stories were written very well. They range from really, really good to just being okay for me. But the writing across the board was great. It was just some of the narratives I didn't connect with as much as other ones. But I did definitely like more of the stories than some were just okay for me. Since they all are vacation themed, I was a little wary that they would all feel very similar. But each story does feel unique and different, and they all have their own vibes to them, which was very much appreciated. Like I said, I was a little bit worried that they would all feel the same since they're all based on vacations. That they would all be beach stories or whatnot, but that's definitely not the case here. So I'm going to go through each story, the name of the story, the author, and just give you a little tiny bit about each one. They are short stories. There's 14 in here, and it runs up to about 170 pages. So about 10 pages or so, 15 pages or so each one. So the first one up we have You've Been Saved by S.E. Howard. This one is about two guys going on a cross-country road trip and they seem to encounter someone who needs help, and sometimes maybe it's best to just turn the other cheek and not lend a helping hand. Number 2, Summers with Annie by Greg Cisco. This one felt uniquely different from all the other stories in the collection. This one had a lot of nostalgia to it. This one was the most poignant and sort of somber and sad story. This is about a little boy that goes on vacation with his dad. His dad's sort of a movie buff. They go to a movie theater. The little boy falls asleep during the movie. The movie's called Summers with Annie. And when he wakes up, his father has disappeared. I don't want to say too much more about it, but this one sort of felt like a love lost and love found type story. And it was a lot of fun. This one almost cracked my top 3. And I'll tell my top 3 at the end. That one was uniquely different from all the other ones. I really appreciated that one. Next up, we have Expertise by Asher Ellis. This is about sort of a snorkeling or scuba guide going out with a client. And the moral of the story for this one might be that you shouldn't mess or change things with Mother Nature. Mother Nature is her own beast, and it's best that we don't tamper with it if we can. That one sort of had a Jaws type vibe to it, and that's all I want to say about that one. We have Unkindly Girls by Haley Piper. This one was more of a human horror aspects to it. We have a girl and what seems like an abusive father, where he doesn't like unkindly girls that wear, bikini tops and are sort of loose, if you want to say that. Just, rambunctious girls. He doesn't like them. They're unkindly girls. And it has a dark and sinister twist to that one. That one was really good. Deep in the Heart by Wayland Jordan. This one was a cave story. A family goes to a cave, and this one was the most atmospheric, I think. I'm sort of claustrophobic when it's tight places like in a cave like that. So it was atmospheric with the claustrophobic spaces and the darkness and what might be lurking down in the deep depths of the earth. Peelings by Kenzie Jennings. This one was like your body horror story. The wife on vacation gets badly sunburnt. Her husband's a douchebag. He just puts her down the whole time. They're at the happiest place on earth, and things take a dark and unexpected twist in that one. Next up, The Difference Between Crocodiles and Alligators by Malcolm Mills. This one was definitely the most out there and strange and bizarre story of the group. If you've heard of the furries before, the people that dress up like furry animals and do things, this is like that, but the people are dressing up like alligators and crocodiles, and weird debauchery happens. This one was definitely, like I said, the most bizarre and out there and just very strange, that one. So imagine if, the furries, if there was maybe a creature or something in disguise along with those furries. But in this case, it's crocodiles and alligators. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I think it's The Kukui of Cancun by V. Castro. This one was my favorite in the collection. This one was great. It's short, but it's super graphic and violent and bloody. I'll talk more about it at the end when I do my top 3. But this one is sort of, if there's a monster, what if the monster wants to go on vacation? Taylor Family Vacation 93 by Jeremy Herbert. This one was creepy. This one was, it's in 1993, so they have the big, huge, probably like 20-pound camcorders. The dad is wanting to videotape all the moments and cherish those moments. But when he reviews the footage in the mornings after waking up, he sees that maybe something or someone has been using the camera and filming at night. And I'm really going to butcher this one. The Penanggalan, I don't even know. It's Penanggalan. Penanggalan. I don't know, by Scott Cole. I think this is like an Asian mythology type creature. But this one is the family, they decide at the very last second to change their vacation destination, and they take a flight and trip to Malaysia. They're out exploring, and the husband runs across that creature, however you pronounce it. Next up, Sex with Dolphins by Chad Strope. This one, it's not as bizarre as it sounds. This one's about a newlywed couple. They're in Hawaii vacationing. The husband is like this expert swimmer and like a marine biologist type guy. He knows all about the ocean and the creatures and stuff. And something tragic happens, and I'll just leave it at that. Caught a Glimpse by Patrick Lacy is about a guy who wants to get away from his family. He goes on vacation by himself, saying it's a business trip. He's sort of in this little secluded cabin. There's a cabin next door, and he glimpses the neighbor, this beautiful woman outside in the nude. He peeks at her when he really feels like he shouldn't, and it sort of devolves from there. He gets sick, and things start to take a turn for the worst. In the Water by Mark Wheaton. This one was really fun. There's sort of two narratives going back and forth. There's like a detective narrative about the aftermath of what happens, and then we get glimpses of what's actually going on. But it's about these girls vacationing in Thailand, I believe, and maybe there's some type, they're like, I'm trying to say it without spoiling anything. This one's kind of hard. They're out sightseeing on a boat, and there's whales and stuff. They see these flying fish around the whales. A storm comes in. They have to go into the hotel, and it's maybe a kidnapping gone horribly, horribly wrong. I'll leave it at that. And last but not least, Good Times in the Badlands by Laura Keating. This is about a dad. He just wants to have the quintessential perfect family vacation. He wants to take a road trip, see some sights out in the Badlands, the wastelands. He doesn't want to take the kids' phones and laptops and computers because, you know, they're just going to be staring at that the whole time. He wants to make some memories, and damn it, he just can't get things to go his way. The kids won't quit fighting. The wife just complains about how hot she is the whole time. She's maybe a little tipsy in the car ride, and he's just hell-bent on having the perfect family vacation. And of course, since it's a horror anthology, things don't go the way he wishes. So for this, my top 3 stories in the collection. Number 1 was the Kukui, again I'm probably saying that wrong, of Cancun by V. Castro. This one draws a lot on Spanish and Portuguese folklore and myth. I'm not going to say that because that's a spoiler for something else, but I really enjoyed those aspects weaved into this story. Again, it's about this ancient, older than time nightmare that just wants to get away from it all itself and go on its own vacation. So that was number 1. Number 2 was You've Been Saved by S.E. Howard. This is the opening to the collection. It started the collection out strong and really set the tone for the rest of the stories in the collection. Like I said, it's about 2 friends going on a road trip, and maybe you shouldn't play the hero and help out strangers when they might not need help. Leave it at that. And last one, number 3, is Taylor Family Vacation 93 by Jeremy Herbert. This one definitely had the creepy vibes for sure. The camcorder at night when he's reviewing the footage in the morning, looks like someone's picked up the recorder and been videotaping stuff. But the hotel room, it's been on the charger, been locked up, and the dad's really not sure what's going on. There's a bit of mystery and maybe some supernatural stuff going on with that one. But overall, I did really enjoy this collection, Worst Laid Plans. It is terrifyingly fun tales that run the gamut from nostalgic to shocking and gory to somber and poignant. Worst Laid Plans from Grindhouse Press and edited by Samantha Kolesnik is the perfect summer read that will have you looking back on those bad vacations and realizing that in the end, they weren't as horrible as they could have been. I think I'll just stay home this year for vacation. What about you? And if you decide to travel, just remember, what's the worst that could happen? This has been my review for Worst Laid Plans. I give it 3.5 stars out of 5, rounded up to 4 for Amazon and Goodreads. So thanks to Samantha for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. And definitely check this out. It's a great summertime poolside vacation read for sure. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. So thanks for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.